the most tremendous new musical experience you can have.
What's up, y'all? It's Logan, and I'm bringing y'all this review to this newest IDK project called IDK and Friends 2. Now, for those of you who don't know who IDK is, he is a rapper who most recently last year came out with his project Is He Real, focused on how real is God, does he exist, blah blah blah. Really solid concept project that people loved or people didn't love that much. Some people thought it didn't go into enough depth. Honestly, I mean, it was a little bit less than 40 minutes long. It could have gone into more depth, but I think it covered the topic well enough. And IDK is a really good rapper. You know, he has a good solid voice, good flow, and he can paint a good picture with his music. So I like him a lot. I like his other projects really well as well. That was an awkward sentence. But that being said, going into this one, I was excited for this one because IDK and Friends, the point of that is just having a feature on basically every single track, you know, just getting his boys that he enjoys working with on a song together. Again, this is the sequel. He had one before that was pretty solid, so I was hoping for more of the same on this one. This one clocks in at 9 songs, 24 minutes. And it is the soundtrack, actually, for Kevin Durant's documentary called Basketball County. So that being said, being that it's a soundtrack could kind of change your opinions, your expectations on it. I didn't really let it affect me going into it. I was still really excited, and I had a good time overall. If I'm going to go through the pros, of course, like I said, IDK has great delivery, and he shows that all throughout this project. He always has great delivery in his bars. He tries different styles and succeeds for the most part. You know, he has a pretty straightforward delivery. He kind of reminds me of Pusha T in the fact that he's really aggressive, but he goes a little bit faster and it's a little bit smoother than Pusha T. You know, Pusha T, when you go to him, you want that gruffness, you want that ugh, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, IDK's not really giving us that, but he does try a couple different deliveries as well that I'll cover on here. And there are some really solid names on this track list that I will go through as we get on. Now, as I touch on the cons, while it is good to try new things, as I mentioned, he does, he's clearly not as good at his newer sounds as he is at his patented, aggressive, smooth delivery. It just doesn't work as well. When it does work, you can still tell, like, this could have been better had he done it his normal way, you know? And then my other complaint is that most of the features, despite the fact that there are huge, good names on here, end up disappointing, honestly. Either not delivering to the best of their ability or just not having big enough of a part. And then the small names that you've probably never heard of, they don't really stand out that much either. But I'm going to go track by track for the tracks that I really want to talk about here. Starting with track with Zanman. Did not care for him. Did not care for Zanman at all. He had a horrible delivery. Really took me out of the song a lot, and especially since he had the first verse and the hook, it just really did not do anything for me at all. I did not like his delivery. IDK definitely saves it with his verse after Zanman has his turn. He delivers it very well with his patented, again, aggressive flow, just normal IDK. But, again, the song was nothing special because right at 2/3 of it was Zanman, and he did not do well. After that, I want to talk about Mazel Tov with ASAP Ferg. Now, this is a hype track that doesn't really amount to much. Both have solid delivery, but for their talent, they just don't make it into as good of a track as it should be. Like, this is a case of the individual parts are greater than the sum. I was really excited for that track. I really am surprised that it did not deliver. Just overall, their bars weren't up to par. Their energy did not match with the beat that was coming through. That song really could have been a lot better. Next, Square Up with Juicy J, though, and this one has a very solid beat with a darker tone to it. Has some futuristic features as well all throughout the track. IDK comes through with his best verse up to this point, where he's just going more aggressive, some very solid bars, and then Juicy follows up, providing some great punchlines as you expect from him. Both of them really providing some good solid punchlines, adding up to a fun track that is really easy to listen to and could be added to some playlists such as that. This is the first song so far that has really stood out and that I've really enjoyed. So we'll see if they can change it up and keep that trend going forward, right? Well, luckily after that comes Bulletproof with Denzel Curry and Maxo Cream. Denzel, you know I love Denzel. My God, Denzel is one of my favorite artists ever. Specifically right now. I love his music, Taboo, Unlocked, all of it. All of his albums, all of his projects, whatever. Extremely underused on this song. He only does the hook, and the worst part is he's like the first voice you hear, you know. They go straight into the hook, if I remember correctly, and dude, that's all he got. That being said, he sounds great on the hook, so the fact that he doesn't get a verse bothers me so much. But, you know, he sounds great. IDK comes in. He has a good verse. Maxo Cream steals the show by far with his lines. He has the best lines on the album, probably. Everyone was great on this song. It's just so disappointing that we didn't get a Denzel verse. I know people are trying to get rid of the third verse on songs, but this song would have benefited so much from having a third verse. The beat was very dark but minimal at the same time. Has a very hard-hitting bass over the hook. Again, you know, it's a solid track. I enjoyed it. It just could have been better. Next comes End of Discussion with PNB Rock. That's the most laid-back track altogether. Has a sing-song flow through the hook and the verses. IDK even tries that. Again, this is where he's trying something new. And it's not as good as his normal delivery, but it does work. I do enjoy it. And this song overall works. You know, I'm not the biggest PNB Rock fan, but he does fit for this song, especially with that vibe that he was going with. Next comes 495 with Young Manny and Rico Nasty. That's probably the best beat so far. Really hard hitting, allowing for really aggressive flows on the verses. And overall, I mean, this is a pretty solid track. Young Manny, not so much. He sounds like a Great Value ski mask on his verse, so I didn't really enjoy that. Rico gives a verse that I was kind of indifferent about. Like, the delivery wasn't that amazing, but it was good. The bars weren't amazing, but they were good. IDK was pretty good though. Overall, a decent track. You know, just nothing that stands out that much. Last track that I'm going to talk about Live For It, featuring Wale. Wale's intro was great. You know, he had a pretty solid verse. This is not his best altogether, but that being said, I credit that more to the fact that the beat was a little bit understated. That limits his ability to go with his sing rap flow that he has perfected lately, specifically on his two previous projects that came out last year and then a couple weeks ago. And then IDK follows that up with another softer verse that he does well with, you know, given some hopeful yet introspective bars. But again, I mean, the beat just didn't do much to add to the feeling. And being that isn't his forte to rap like that, it just could have been better, in my opinion. Overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, but it could have been better. So overall, talking about this project, it could have been cleaned up a lot more. I mean, the beats weren't always the best. They didn't always give you the tone that you wanted. The bars weren't always amazing. The deliveries were sometimes a little bit iffy, just with trying new things. And the features are really the biggest part about this, because that is the entire point of this project. They did not always work as well as they should have with the artists that we were given. Now, if this was a bunch of no names on the features, I would have been a little bit more lenient with it, because I'm like, okay, I don't even know who these guys are. I don't expect anything out of them. But being that we got Denzel, we got Maxo Cream, we got Wale, we got ASAP Ferg, Juicy J, and then a couple of people that you might not know as well. But I mean, like Rico Nasty, you know, you've heard of him, you've heard of her. So this could have been better. I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all. Overall, I enjoyed it. I think it was a positive project, but I'm very disappointed by it, especially considering it is the follow-up to Is He Real. Now, that being said, again, it is just a soundtrack. I'm not going to put too much into it. I'm not going to say, oh, IDK had his one breakout project and then now he's just fallen off. No, it's a soundtrack. I'm not going to hold him to that, just like I don't hold Logic to Supermarket that hard. But that's all I have to say about it, and I'm going to go with a decent yet forgettable 6.5 out of 10. I just don't expect myself to come back to this one. There's a couple tracks maybe. Like I said, that Denzel track I could come back to. The Juicy J track I could come back to. Other than that, I'm going to forget about the rest of this most likely. It was alright, but it wasn't great. Definitely could have been better. I'm still very excited for what IDK has going forward. Hopefully, it's better than this. Hopefully, he follows up Is He Real with another great album. We'll see, though. That's all I got for y'all, though. Make sure to hit the like button, comment, and sub. Hit the bell next to my name for notifications for when I post my next video. Share this video out for your friends to watch. I appreciate y'all so much, and I will hit y'all up next time.